the Larks Network. to the Larks Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to game number 21 of the 2019 Hays Larks season. This is game 3 of the 4-game series against the Valley Center Mud Daubers. The man on the mound tonight is Wyatt Davis. He's a righty that delivers from the stretch. Through 5 appearances, he's 3-0. 21 innings pitched, 25 strikeouts. First pitch to the leadoff Shrag is fouled off 0-1. First pitch at 7:11 p.m. here in downtown Hays, Kansas. Davis has allowed 19 hits, 7 earned runs, a 3 flat ERA. Has only allowed 1 home run on the season. That was in the Dodge City series. The second pitch of the game for him is hit into right field. Belbin gets under it. 1 up, 1 down to start the game for the Mud Daubers. One away for the 2-hole, Cole Embry, left fielder from Pittsburgh State in Kansas. First delivery to him gets him to whiff at that one. It's 0-1. And Davis's last appearance on the mound, it was a W. Win a complete game. Game was only 8 innings due to the weather in Liberal. Has thrown 2 complete games, both due to the weather. Last appearance, 5 hits, 1 earned run through those 8 innings. Has a 1.29 whip. Has held his opponents to a .218 batting average. It's 1-2 on Embry. Embry coming in this at-bat, batting .205 on the season through 39 at-bats in 13 games. The 1-2 from the stretch, swing hit out of play over the left side. Larks wearing their home white pants, their usual red hats, and the red jersey with the blue lettering, white trimming. Mud Daubers wearing their 3rd uniform this series, a gray top on gray pants. It's a gray dry fit shirt, not a jersey. 2-2 now on Embry. On deck is Grant Lung. In the hole is Dermot Frittish. The 2-2, a heater that swung on and fouled back. Will reset, go 2-2 again.
For foul balls when you return them to the Larks nest, courtesy of the Hays Police Department.
Davis likes to strike guys out. Doesn't like to walk guys, as any pitcher would, but he's very successful when he does it. Has 3 times as many strikeouts than he does walks. And now it's a full count on Embry. Couldn't get him to swing at the nice breaking ball. He'll deliver his payoff pitch from the stretch with 1 away and nobody on. The payoff pitch, swing at it, hit over to the left side. Brandon and Sutherland give chase. It's in the bullpen. Tommy Garcia reaches out his glove. It's off. So we'll reset for another payoff pitch. This is a walk on the payoff pitch. It's a base runner on first with 1 away. Up next is Grant Lung. That's only the 9th walk of the season for Davis. For Embry, on his season, that's walk number 10. Up next is Grant Lung. Started the first 2 games of this series, had a home run in game 1 last night, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Larks won last night 14-2, a dominating fashion. Ryan Reuter picking up the win. Daubers are 6-13 overall, 5-8 in the South Central Division. They're 4.5 games back from first place. This one lined into right field. Belbin takes it off a hop. Runner advances to second base. Throw to De Leon, who's off the back. Back-to-back base runners for the Mud Daubers off Davis. Up next is Dermot Frittish, the shortstop. Fritish from Alberta, played at Western Nebraska Community College. Has a runner in scoring position, 0-0 ball game. Mud Daubers had started both of the games coming up into this point of the series with a run in the top of the first. Larks run rolling games 1 and 2. Looking to do the same here tonight and send us home early. Davis takes a long look at second base at Embry. Still looking. Turns his head, delivers a third of a swing from Fritish. Fouls it off. It's 0-2. This is game 3 of the series. We'll be back here on game 4 on Larks Network. First pitch at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Larks will get Wednesday off, and then a 4-game series again against the Liberal BJs. This time, it's at Larks Park. The 0-2 delivery is a call, strike 3, strikeout number 26 on the season for Davis. This one is looking. Now there's 2 away.
The first baseman, number 22, Vince Lawrence.
Vince Lawrence, the first baseman, up to bat now, 2 away. Started off this game with a flyout from Schrag. Embry walked, Grant Lung hit a single. Fritish striking out. And now it's the lefty Lawrence at the plate. It had a home run off of Christian Piercy in game 1. Davis delivers. It's a heater outside part of the plate. Calling strike 1. Davis from UTA. Played there with Matt Cavanaugh, who's getting some rest right now. We might see him later in this game on the mound. And the other UTA guy was shut down by his coaches in Arlington, Michael Wong. It's a season over for him. 0-2 count now with 2 away to the 5-hole. Davis takes another long look at Embry, delivers. This one looking to just stay alive on the swing from Lawrence. We'll reset, go 0-2 for pitch number 4. Davis wants a new ball. He'll chuck this one to the dugout. Third base coach for the Mud Dogs is their head coach, Kevin Tucker. Doesn't have a single assistant coach with him. It's a player running the first base coaching spot. 0-2, swung on, hit to the left side. Brooke Brandon going over to it and makes the catch a couple of steps from the fence. He's going to get a fist bump from Steve Sedbrook as we head to the bottom of the first here on Larks Network. No score. We're live here in the bottom of the second here on Larks Network. This is Carson Ackman on the call. Here in the bottom of the first, I'm joined by Larks pitcher Michael Gilliland. Michael, how are you?
Great. How are you, Carson?
I'm just fine. Leading it off for the Larks is Drake Angeron. First delivery to him is a strike. 0-1 on the mound is Chris Sherrick. 0-0 on the season through 3 appearances, 13 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, only 1 walk, has an ERA of 5.54, has hit four batters on the season. Angeron skies this one over to the left side in foul territory. Embry makes the catch. Overran that ball. It's still an out. Up next is George Sutherland.
From St. Louis University, the left fielder, number 8, George Sutherland.
George Sutherland played at Cochise College with the guy on deck, Justin Lee. Recently announced his commitment to St. Louis. He'll join a D1 program. One of the few guys on the Larks from a D1 school sitting next to me is one of them. He played at Jacksonville State with Brooke Brandon and Alex Strachan. Michael, what's it like to have guys that you played with in college playing with you in summer league?
Oh, it's a great experience. You know, you get to carry that momentum that you had in school ball into summer ball, and then hopefully it'll relay over into the next season.
0-1 after the foul ball from Sutherland. Swings at this one, grounds it over to Lung, who makes a play on it, spins, overthrows Luntz. It's going to be an E4, second time George has reached base on an error this series. How frustrating is that on the mound when it could be a ground ball out, but your teammate makes an error?
It's very frustrating, but as a pitcher, you got to keep your composure and move on to the next pitch and try and get a double play ball.
So the Larks have arguably the best defense in the KCLB, if not the best. How's it been to have that support from the guys behind you?
Oh, it's great, because as a pitcher, you're not going to strike everybody out. So having a good defense behind you and knowing that you can just throw ground balls and get pop-outs, it really helps.
I'm not a professional interviewer, so Larks fans, if you have any questions for Mike, drop them in the comment section below. We'll get them answered on air. On our at bat is Justin Lee. Leads the league in total bases and in RBIs, has 27 RBIs. And this one is hit over the right side and foul. He picked up 4 in game 1 on just one swing of the bat, cleared the bases, a grand slam to have the Larks take the lead. 57 total bases, a home run, 3 triples. That leads the league as well. 10 doubles and 24 singles.
I tell you, Justin has a really good approach up here in the box with this right-handed pitcher throwing really far off to the side. It makes it really hard for a hitter to see it, and with him going to the opposite field, it really helps.
Well said. 0-1 now on Lee. Pick off move. Sutherland dives back in safely. 8 earned runs on the season from Sherrick. If Sutherland were to come around to score, wouldn't it be number 9? 0-1. This one catches the inside part of the plate. The throw not nearly in time. Sutherland almost falls off the bag. Did he? Yes, he did. And Fritish applies the tag for out number 2. Interesting sequence of events. Now there's nobody on with 2 away for Justin Lee.
If I was Justin, I would be expecting a breaking ball to break out into the left-handed batter's box right here.
0-2. Delivers that sidearm style. Larks, no real sidearm pitchers. Hays is about as close as it gets to it. Delivers that 3/4. Michael, you're more of a conventional style of your throwing motion, but you throw a lot of movement and heat. Is that always what you've been known for, is your movement on your pitches and the heat?
Mostly just the movement. I've never been a guy that could throw, super hard, but I just try and use as much movement to my ability as I can.
This one runs outside. It's 1-2. Lee does a nice job protecting the plate, putting the ball in play. He's only struck out 10 times on the season. One-two delivery. It's a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 11. He tips this one back into the glove of Johnson. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Larks Network for inning number 2. No score. back here in the top of the second at Larks Park. No score from either squad. Wyatt Divis returning to the mound for his second inning of work. Walked one and allowed one hit in the first and struck out one. First batter he'll face here is Jesus Rojas, a righty versus righty here. Michael, in your opinion as a pitcher, I know you hear a lot of it. Lefties see it better coming out of a right hand, righties see better, or lefties see better coming out of right hand, right-handers see better coming out of left hand. In your experience, you think that's true?
Yes and no. With the lefties, most of the times when I'm pitching, I'm only a two-pitch mix, even though they can't see the ball as well. As a righty, I can throw all three of my pitches because usually you don't throw many change-ups against a lefty-on-lefty situation. So I think you can go both ways.
It's a leadoff double for Jesus Rojas. He appeared in last night's ball game as he did in Game 1. In that game last night, Rojas 1 for 3, scored a run, and drove in one. Runner in scoring position here with nobody out. Michael, what do you got to do to contain that runner at second base?
You got to make sure you mix up your looks and make sure he doesn't get a chance to try and steal a bag. And if he does, you got to be quick enough to the plate so you give your catcher a chance.
We had our first question for Michael between this inning. It's from a lady I think you're familiar with. Maria Gilliland asked, what's your favorite baseball memory?
Hey, Mom. It's probably this past year when I got to play against Clemson. I got to come in and close out the game and got the save. And I pitched 2 1/3 innings, and I think I only gave up about 2 hits. And I ended up getting the save for us.
Michael's using that success that he's seen at JSU this season on the Larks, been one of the most consistent pitchers for the Larks as Divis delivers, showing bunt is Johnson. He pulls back. It's strike 2.
I expect for Divis to throw his nasty slider right here. It's pretty devastating. It's probably 83, 84, and has a late hard break. I wouldn't doubt if it'd be in the dirt right here.
We'll see what it is as he delivers the 0-2 from the stretch. Ooh. Just like Michael called, was low, but it caught the corner. It's a 3-pitch strikeout for the first out of the second inning. One away, runner in scoring position for the 8-hole, Aaron Jurdis. Umpires tonight on the base paths is Nate Garrison, Doug Clark behind the plate. 2 hits for Valley Center, none for the Larks. It was a 1-2-3 inning, quote unquote. George Sutherland raced on base on there, but was caught stealing after he was in there safe, way ahead of the throw, slid off the bag, was tagged out.
Divis is doing a great job controlling the runners, like I was talking about earlier. This guy's he's probably 5 feet off the bag.
This one runs high. It's 1-1. Runners on the base paths seems in the KCLB like to jump around a lot. Justin Lee does it a lot for the Larks, gets in pitchers' heads. When there's a guy out there on the base paths, especially one that you can see in your clear view when you're getting set, does it bother you at all when somebody's out there moving around a lot?
No, it actually makes me kind of lock in a little bit more and get more focused because I know that they're trying to get in my head, and that I feel like that's where experience and been pitching from when I was little really helps.
From Alabama, you stayed in Alabama at JSU for your first year at JSU. What changed your mind when it came to Summer League that you wanted to make a trip to the Midwest and play for the Larks rather than staying in Alabama?
I feel like it's just I was wanting to broaden myself and out and get a new experience in life. I've always been in the far south, and I've never really traveled that far west. I just wanted to get the experience and meet some new people and see some new competition.
Jared is at the plate. This one's off the protector. McGuire, no throw as the runner advances 90 feet from scoring the first run of the game. It's a full count now on Jared. Has worked his way back into the count in last night's ball game, 2 for 3.
Yeah, a strikeout would be huge here for him, so that way he can throw a ball across the infield and get a ground ball for the next batter.
It'll be a payoff pitch from the stretch. Divis doesn't throw from the windup at all. This one's hit into center field. Andron races in, makes the catch. He'll throw it home. No cutoff. The throw is to the right of McGuire. Coming around to score on the sacrifice fly is Jesus Rojas. 1-0 ball game here with two-way in the top of the second.
Yeah, it makes it really tough when you get into a 3-2 count like that, because then you have to nearly throw a fastball because you don't want to walk them, because then you'll be first and third with one out instead of, getting a strikeout or a ground ball, or even in that situation a fly out.
We got another question. This one is, how old were you when you knew you really wanted to be you really wanted baseball to be a major part of your life?
I always enjoyed baseball ever since I was little, but I would probably say when I was about probably 13 or 14 was when I really started to realize I might have a chance of being able to play at the next level if I worked hard enough.
0-1. The delivery off speed misses high. It's 1-1 with two-way. Base is empty. Defensively for your Larks, it's Brooke Brandon at third base, DeLeon at shortstop. Justin Lee making his first start for the Larks at second base. He played second base at Cochise College for about half of his freshman year. He's been in the outfield since. Strachan at first base, Davis on the mound, McGuire behind the plate, Sutherland in left field, Angeron in center, and Belvin in right field. 1-2. The delivery from Davis is a fastball. Gets Colin Parks a swing at it. One scores in the top of the second. We'll be right here back on Larks Network. Larks trailing the Mud Daubers 1. Bottom of the second we go. Leading it off is your teammate, Michael. Alex Strachan, your teammate with the Larks. Teammate at JSU, both from Alabama. Strachan's from Madison, Alabama. This will be his first look at Chris Sherrick. Delivery to him, hit into right center field. A nice placed ball is going to get down between Shrang and Girdis. It's at least two bases here. It's a stand-up double to start the bottom of the second inning.
That's a great approach. Making sure you look the opposite way, looking to right center. That's textbook right there.
So runner in scoring position for the 5-hole Mikey Gangwish, who leads the league in walks and in runs scored.
Right now, this is probably the last guy I'd want to face if I was on the mound. He's got a heavy bat.
He does. He's a power hitter, leads the Larks in home runs. He's tied with the guy on deck, Belbin, for most on the team. Strachan on second base from Alabama, Gangwish from New Mexico, Belbin from Australia. Guys from all over the map, but you guys all seem to click. How's that contributed to your guys' success as a team, all getting along and working together?
It's funny you mentioned that. We were actually talking the other day about all the different accents we have on the team. You know, we've got a guy from Australia, we got guys from the West, and we got some from Louisiana, Alabama, and even from Kansas. And we were all joking around about it, but it was all in good fun.
Gangwish, the DH tonight, batting .312 on the season, fouls this one back. It's 1-1. A lot of different accents, a lot of different personalities on the Larks team, but it all seems to work out as the Larks are 16-4 overall. 1-1. Sherrick from the stretch to one of the most powerful hitters in the league. Batting .312, 2 home runs, 27 total bases. Turns on this one, hits it over to Lance at first base, who can't make a play on it at first, gets his glove on it, tosses over to Sherrick for out number 1, but advancing into scoring position is Strachan.
Even though he got Gangwish out, it's still a struggle because you got to deal with Jared right after him, and Jared's got a lot of power.
Belbin has 2 home runs on the season, 35 total bases, 20 RBIs. He's second on the team behind Justin Lee for RBIs. Justin leads the league. This one misses low. Count is 1-0. Sherrick will deliver to the left-handed hitting Australian. This one misses outside, 2-0. Belbin started the season at first base, got some appearances at the DH spot. We've seen him at second base, and it seems he's making the transition for the Larks to right field. Sutherland started the season in right field. He's in left field tonight. Justin Lee usually plays left field at second base tonight. One of the nice things about summer ball is a lot of guys get a different look at different positions. Michael, you've been a PO for us so far. Do you think you'll see any at-bats, and do you want to?
Oh, I'd love to. I can't. I've missed swinging the bat. You know, a lot of guys look at us pitchers as just pitchers, but a lot of us are athletes too, and we can hit the ball.
And a run scores. RBI number 21 on the seas for Belbin. We're tied at 1 with 1 away. Coming around to score is Alex Strachan. That's going to be ruled a hit for Strachan. Run scored on the season through 8 games, number 3. Brooke Brand, another one of your teammates from JSU at the plate now. You know Brooke. What do you think Brooke brings to the table here in this at-bat?
Brooke has got a really heavy bat, just like Mikey Gangwish. He's very selective in knowing what to swing at and what not to, and he's just a dangerous hitter. I wouldn't want to throw to him in this situation.
He's at the plate now. You can see on your screen the lineup. On deck is Max McGuire, Jimmy DeLeon in the hole, and then we'll go to the top of the order, Drake and Geron, if necessary. It's 1-0 here on Brandon. Advancing into scoring position is Belbin. Stolen base for him on the season, number 7. They're going to check over at him. No throw. Belbin has speed. He's aggressive. Anything into the outfield from Brandon you think could get him home, as left fielder Embry and right fielder Shrag both playing deep.
Yeah, Brooks' approach right here should just be anything in the outfield. Put it up in the outfield and deep. If he can do that, Belbin could definitely at least advance to third. If not, if he puts it in the right center or even in the corner and right, he could score from second.
2-0 is the count on the righty. Sherrick looking over at Belbin. Hesitates. Looks like he could have gone in for a pickoff. Throws it. This one's past the glove of Rojas. Belbin's going to be held at third base. Runners at the corners with 1 away here in the bottom of the second for the Larks.
That's exactly what I'm talking about with Brooke, though. Even though he pulled that ball and it was on the ground, it was just too hot to handle. He's got so much power behind his swing. And I feel like as a team, that's what we bring to the table, is most of our guys are just so strong and have so much power, it's hard to handle.
Back-to-back base hits here for the Larks in the second. We started off this inning with a Strachan double. Then Gangwish grounded out. Back-to-back singles from Belbin and Brandon respectfully. 1 away. Taking off is Brandon. No throw wisely, as Belbin likely would have came around to score. Stolen base on the season for Brandon. That's number 4 through 8 games.
Max's whole job right here is just to put something into the 4-hole or in the right field. Maybe score both guys.
We've got another comment from your mama again. She said she'd like to give a shout out to the host families providing you guys a place to stay. What's that impact been? The community here is very welcoming. How has that contributed to your liking of Hays, Kansas?
Oh, I love it here. I mean, you're right. It makes it that much easier to come here and just move right in and fit right in and not have to worry about adjusting or anything like that, because it took me 14 hours to get here from North Alabama, and being able to come here and just go right in and be comfortable was a big adjustment, or made it to where it wasn't a big adjustment. And I mean, I love it here. I could move here.
That's what we like to hear from our players here, wearing the Larks name across their chest. Delivery to McGuire. It's strike two. Nice pitch from Sherrick.
I would expect to see that pitch again. Max didn't seem like he wanted anything to do with that pitch.
Laid off of that one. It's now 1-2 with one away. Two in scoring position. Brandon at second. Belbin on third. On deck is the 9-hole De Leon. He swings at this one, fouls it off. We'll reset, go 1-2 again. Sherrick is from California, from Ridgecrest, California. Played at Cerro Coso Community College in Cali. 1-2 now to McGuire. The backstop tonight for the Larks. Larks do a nice job of rotating between Gangwish, Yanez, and McGuire at the catcher spot. Delivery to him. Ringing him up is the home plate umpire, Doug Clark.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that call. It looked a little out to me.
It is now 2 away. Strikeout for McGuire on the season, number 7. McGuire, one of the guys on the team who hasn't appeared in many games, is struggling with a back injury. About that Kansas Cannon series, that Clearwater Outlaw series, that's when it first really started to bother him. He was scheduled to appear in the Clearwater series and then had to be removed about an hour before the game started due to that back injury. That was the same series you drove up here from Alabama, and then you'd watch your first game from the dugout and then your second game with the team on the bump. You have a ERA of 1.93. That's the lowest on the team of any starting pitcher. What's contributed to that? Like, what's your mindset going into your next game, and what's been your mindset helping you out to get that ERA?
The whole thing about ERA is just getting a lot of innings and putting up a lot of zeros on the board. And when you have a good defense behind you, like we were talking about earlier, it just makes it a whole lot easier to trust your defense and let them get outs for you. So that way you can go more innings per outing and have a lower pitch count so you can go as far into the game as you need to.
No earned runs through your first 2 appearances, 3 at the Liberal Series. That was the only time you've allowed a single one. You had more hits in that appearance than combined, but you're still doing solid on the season. Great to say the least. One of the best pitchers in the KCLB. How do you got to attack the next game to bounce back?
You just got to let it go and have a strong mental part of the game, and just keep working on really hard, and just let it go. Really, that's all you can do.
That seems to be the mode of attack for every pitcher. Talking with Christian Piercy, he wanted to forget what he did and move on, attack the next game like he would any other. It's 2-2 now on JDL. Sherrick still on the mound. 1 earned run through 1 2/3. This one's past the diving glove of Rojas. Come around to score as Belbin. Brandon sent home. It's cut off by number 3, Jesus Rojas. Coming around to score. Brandon and Belbin makes it a 3-1 game. Solid at bat from De Leon, picking up his first 2 RBIs on the day. Had 3 on 1 swing of the bat in game number 1. 3-1 home run in game 1 of the series in the 7th inning. So we'll go back to the top of the order for Drake Angeron. For De Leon on the season, those are RBIs, number 12 and 13. Runner on first with 2 away. Check over, not in time. Back-to-back check overs to De Leon at first base. Still no deliveries to Angeron. Angeron leads the league in hits. Had a solid hitting streak going for him that was ended in the Liberal series. Started one back up, looking to add to it on this at-bat as he flew out to Embry to start the bottom of the first. Larks scoring a lot of runs during each game, have run ruled several teams. How's that offense helped you out on the mound? Obviously, helped you get your win total as Andron bunts. The throw over to it is in time for out number 3. We'll get back to that question in the top of the third. Larks scored 3 here in the bottom of the second. We'll join you right back here on Larks Network. Top of the third, returning to the mound is Wyatt Divis. Top of the order, it's Adam Schrag, 0 for 1 on the day with a flyout to Belbin to start off this game. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. I'm joined here with Larks pitcher Michael Gilliland. Divis will go righty to righty here. Larks, as we mentioned in the last inning, have one of the best offenses in the league, score a ton of runs every single game. Has that helped you to ease any nerves going into each appearance on the bump?
Oh, it makes it so much easier as a pitcher because you know that you don't have to worry about if you make a mistake here or there. You start getting complacent on the mound that your offense is going to back you up, and not only the offense, but like I've mentioned a couple times, the defense really helps.
0-2, Divis doing a nice job of starting off batters with a strikeout. Throwing strikes is obviously one of the biggest things to help your case as a pitcher you can do. 3-pitch strikeout here to start the third.
Wyatt Divis is really going right at these guys. He's throwing a lot of fastballs and just filling up the zone. He's not trying to beat around the bush or trying to paint a corner. He's just going right at them.
4 strikeouts on the day for Wyatt. Numbers 26, 27, 28, and 29 on the season. Has a 3-0 record. Looking to make it 4-0 tonight. Larks up 3-1 early.
I'd expect a fastball right here. Yeah, not even close. He's just blowing it right by him.
It's a swing and a miss from Embry. Walked in the first, reached second base, was held there. 0-1, one away, nobody on. Shift for the Larks. Justin Lee playing very far over to his left-hand side from second base. De Leon playing very far to his right side of second base as well at the shortstop spot. Justin Lee out in the grass, and it's hit. Shift working well as it's hit right to him. Takes a couple steps to his left, makes the throw to Strachan in time for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down here for Divis in the third.
And that's Divis showing that he trusts his defense, getting ground balls, getting ahead in the count, keeping the ball low, and just producing ground balls and getting out of the innings quick, so that way we can hit and put up some more runs.
Yes, sir. Up next is left-handed hitting Grant Long. Had a home run in game 1. Him and Lance both hit solo shots. 2 home runs in that game as well from the Larks. A 3-run home run off the bat of DeLeon. A grand slam off the bat of Justin Lee. 1-0 here on Long. Long on the season was coming to this game batting .353, 51 at-bats, 23 total bases.
Divis just threw 2 balls in a row, and in this count, if I was Divis, I would be stepping off the back of the mound, recollecting myself, and trying to figure out, all right, where do I need to throw this so that way I can get a strike, because I'm getting tired. It's hot out. It's really hot out. And he does a good job of getting a pop-up in the left field line foul. Broke Brandon with the catch.
That's the second time Brandon has ended an inning, making a catch over on the left side, a couple of feet from the fence. He gets another fist bump from his coaching staff as we head to the bottom of the 3rd here on Larks Network. Larks lead the Mud Daubers 3-1. Bottom of the 3rd we go. Leading it off is the 2-hole George Sutherland. Reached on there in the first, was caught stealing after he overslid the bag. And then Justin Lee struck out to end that first inning. It'll be his second look at Chris Sherrick returning to the mound. Sutherland, a lefty. He'll face off against the righty here. Looking to get on base to start off this inning. Delivery to him, misses outside, 1-0. One and 0 is the count on Sutherland. This one catches the outside part of the plate, 1-1 on the St. Louis commit. This one swung on, hit hard into left field. Embry racing back. He watches this one go over the fence. It's a home run for George Sutherland. Home run on the season for Sutherland. Number 2, Larks take a 4-1 lead off the bat of Sutherland. That's a big momentum change from the last time the Larks hit a home run. It just went all collapsed to the Mud Daubers as the Larks took a commanding lead in the 7th inning. Looking to do the same here. It's a home run on the season for Sutherland. Number 2, tying him with the lead on the team with Gangwich and Belbin. RBI on the season, number 19, and runs scored 21. So trying to follow that one up is Justin Lee. Had a home run for himself in game number 1 of this series. It was a grand slam, had the bat flip of a century, and took the lead on that swing.
I'll tell you one thing about George, though, is even though he just hit that home run, he's the most humble guy on the team. He'll come into the dugout, and he won't say a word about it. And if he says anything, somehow he'll bring his teammates into it and make them, a part of it.
He will be a Billiken this fall, and his teammate at the plate, Justin Lee, they played together at Cochise, 2 Apaches. Justin Lee going to San Angelo State. 1-1 here on Lee. Larks, really no egos on the team, all a group of good guys who get along and win a lot of baseball. This one grounded over to the other second baseman. Long makes a throw in time to launch for the first out of this inning. As a pitcher, it's got to be frustrating on the mound when somebody hits a dinger off you. Do you just forget about it and attack the next guy like you normally would, or do you try to look what you did wrong and improve on it and make adjustments on the fly?
Yeah, you make adjustments on the fly, but it's just one pitch. You know, you try not to let that one pitch determine the game because, you know, you might throw 80, 90 pitches a game. If you only make 15 mistakes out of 90 pitches, you just got to hope that they don't make you pay for it, really.
It's 0 for 2 on the day for Justin Lee. Strikeout and a grounder at the plate now is Stratch, and doubled in the second, came around to score the first run of the game for the Larks. First pitch was a strike. This one runs low, 1-1. Larks fans, don't forget to follow the Larks on Twitter, Facebook, and on YouTube. Stay up to date with all things Larks. Follow on Facebook. You'll see all sorts of cool stats, such as this day in Larks history. On June 24th, 1959, Leroy Brungart tossed a 4-hit shutout and had 8 strikeouts in a 6-0 win over Victoria in WCKL action at Larks Park. Tony Piper pitched a complete game for Victoria, allowing 5 hits with 10 strikeouts. Dom Dimpwolf continued his hot hitting for the Larks, who played in their 74th straight game without being shut out. Dimpwolf had 2 hits and 2 RBIs for 7 hits in his last 14 at-bats, including a pair of home runs. Larks fan, make sure you follow the Larks on social media. 1-2 now on Strachan. It's 2-2 as this one runs outside. Strachan, a patient hitter, has power, and he's also the best NBA 2K player in the league. 2-2, swinging at it. Rojas picks it up, throws it over to Lance in time for out number 2. After the leadoff home run, Larks go down 2 in a row. Up next is Mikey Gangwish. You talked about Sutherland being a humble guy. You talk about somebody being humble. When it comes to playing NBA 2K, it's not Alex Strachan. We both lost to him at the hotel in that last series, and I still haven't heard the end of it.
Yeah, well, I've taken quite a few losses to him too in that, and actually you even beat me too. So, you know, I mean, I guess you got me that day.
It was not a good day for me either. Strachan whipped me by double digits. He goes down here swinging on a ground out, 1 for 2 on the day. Gangwish grounded out to Lance in the second, advanced Strachan to third base. The 1-0 delivery to him, swinging a foul ball, a hit to the left side, 1-1.
Oh, this next pitch, he's got to throw something else. He can't throw a fastball to him again. He was all over that one. He just got lucky that he missed it.
Gangwish, 2018 Rawlings Regional Player of the Year, and his time at the Colorado School of Mines. Had triple digits in RBI, has had a batting average well over 300. Delivery to him, hits it hard to the left side. Forward, it's over past the Larks bullpen, out of play. 1-2 with 2 away, nobody on.
Even though Mikey's down in the count 1-2, I would be pretty comfortable if I was him right now. He just hit 2 balls, and he was on both of them. And that's a great leave. That's a huge leave. Instead of swinging to that pitch that was borderline ball strike, he saw it far enough in to where he saw that it was a ball outside, so he left it. Now he's into a 2-2 count, and this is more of a fastball count for him because the pitcher's probably not going to want to go 3-2 against him.
Gangwish, a power hitter that likes to hit the fastball. This one runs outside. It's a full count. So you were talking about that fastball. You think this payoff pitch will be one of those?
Oh, yeah, definitely. If he doesn't want to walk him with 2 outs because that just extends the inning, and sometimes it can be the hardest to find that last out.
Larks scored 1 off this inning off the bat of Sutherland, a solo shot. The Payoff pitch. Jared delivers from the sidearm. This one runs outside. Gangwish adding to his total of walks that leads the league on the season. That is walk number 24.
The right fielder, number 26.
So runner on first for Jared Belbin. 1 for 1 on the day with a single.
Jared's goal right here should be to just somehow extend the inning, get on first base at least, because this pitcher's starting to get tired. It's hot out. He's been out here this is his top of the 4th inning, so his 4th inning. And, oh, I'm sorry, it's the 3rd inning. And, yeah, you just don't want to, keep going and tire yourself out as a pitcher.
0-1 after the foul ball. 0-1 with two-way. Gangwish at first base. Larks up 3 against the Mud Daubers. Their first look at the Mud Daubers this season in this 4-game series. This is game number 3. Larks won the first 2 games, both ending early on run rules. Check over at Gangwish, not in time. This delivery to Belbin outside, 1-1. Gangwish, a veteran of this team. This is his 3rd year playing in North Central Kansas. At the plate is Belbin playing for his 1st year of Summer League ball after 1 year at Arizona Western. He swings at this one as it's a hit and run. Gangwish rounds second. He's hauling. He slows up. He touches third base. Runners on the corners with 2 away. So Sherrick was down to 1 strike away from getting out of this inning, and now all of a sudden there's a runner 90 feet away.
That's a great job by Jared extending the in and putting Brooke up at the plate, because this pitcher's starting to get really tired. Like I said, it's hot out. You're playing on turf, so it makes it even hotter with the sun out just baking the field. And there's actually some action down in the bullpen, and it looks like he's ready to go, actually.
Brandon will step back up. 1 for 1 on the day with a single. Larks playing at a majority of turf fields, played on a few dirt ones. What do you prefer on the mound? You like a turf bump or a dirt bump?
It really doesn't matter to me, just as long as it's, as long as the right by the rubber, there's a good flat spot. I don't care for whenever there's a big old hole in the mound.
1-1 now on Brandon. Brandon, one of the late arrivals from JSU, still hitting on the season 300 flat, 6 hits added to that total last, and he made it 7, has scored 7 runs. This delivery to him, a breaking ball that catches the outside part of the plate. It's 1-1.
You know, with 2 outs, you've got to find a way to get these runs across, especially early in the game. Make those runs hurt for the other team. If you can extend the game and make it, a 7 or 8 to 1 game, it makes it a big difference.
Belbin's stealing his 2nd base of the game. This one's popped into shallow center field. Lund calls off Giardis. Makes the catch for out number 3. Larks leave 2 on base, both in scoring position. As we head to the top of the 4th, Larks extend their lead on the Sutherland solo shot. We'll be right back here on Larks Network. We head here to the top of the fourth. Davis returning for his fourth inning of work. Guy he'll face is a cleanup hitter, Dermot Friddish. He struck him out looking in the first inning for out number 2 of the game. Friddish was coming into this game on the season hitting .322, 10 RBIs, 25 total bases. First delivery here, nice pitch, nice location from Davis. It's strike one called.
Carson, you asked me earlier if having a bunch of runs put up by your team is very helpful as a pitcher, and today's a perfect example for Wyatt Davis, as he's gotten to sit in the dugout, cool off, and recollect himself after working hard out on the mound when it's really hot. Being able to sit down for more than just 2 or 3 minutes, it makes you be able to last a whole lot longer throughout the game. Instead of only be able to make it through 5 or 6 innings, he could possibly go 7 or 8 today if they wanted to push it.
He likes to go late in games. Had a 7-inning outing and an 8-inning outing early. This one popped to the right side. Strachan called off by Lee. It's going to bounce. So we'll step back in 1-2. That pitch before it almost ran in and hit Friddish. You see a lot of pitchers, and then will be like they talk about after a long inning when their offense is firing and scoring a lot, they come out a little less fired up. Do you see any momentum in yourself die off when there's a long inning, or are you seeming to go back on the mound same as you were the inning before?
Yeah, for any pitcher, it's definitely you start to get a little lackadaisical or complacent out there on the mound whenever you've had a break, because you've got a big lead. You think you can just keep rolling through the motions, but that's when you need to lock in the most and really bear down and help out your offense, as they're doing a lot of work for you.
Second time Davis has struck out Friddish through the first 4 innings. 1 away, nobody on for the 5-hole first baseman who popped up to Brandon to end the first. That was one of 2 catches Brandon made over by the left field fence, or the left side fence, by the Larks dugout to end an inning. Davis delivers, showing bunt. This one popped over the net, over into the Larks fan pavilion. 0-1.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough pitch to hit, because it's an up and in fastball, and whenever you see a fastball that's elevated at 90 miles an hour, it's very hard not to take one off the hands, or to get nervous as it's coming at you.
It's a ground ball over to Lee. Handles this one, eats it up, throws it over to Strachan in time for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down to start the inning. Davis has retired the last 6 batters. Excuse me. If you don't count that sacrifice fly as not an at-bat, he's retired the last 8. 2 away, nobody on. Up next is Jesus Rojas, doubled, came around to score in the second inning. That's the only run of the game for the Mud Daubers. His first pitch from Davis, a nice pitch. Strike one called. That's back-to-back innings where the second hitter of the inning is grounded out to Justin Lee. It's 0-2. Davis 1 strike away from sending us to the bottom of the fourth. The delivery from the stretch, high and outside, 1-2. No movement in the Larks bullpen. Might see Matt Cavanaugh later on the mound. Tommy Garcia was out there warming up in the first inning. Delivery is a swing and a miss at a pitch in the left-hander's batter's box. Davis trusting McGuire, both Lincoln, Nebraska natives, trusting him to get the out. That is strikeout number 6 on the day for Davis through 4 innings. We'll be back here at the bottom of the fourth. Larks leading the Mud Daubers 4-1. Bottom of the fourth we go. Still on the mound is Chris Sherrick. First guy he'll face is Max McGuire, who he struck out in the second inning. That's the only strikeout of the day for the Larks, 9. As you can see on your screen, due up for the Larks after McGuire, DeLeon, followed by Andrew at the top of the order, Sutherland, and then Lee if necessary. He'll step into the box, hit from the right side against the righty Sherrick. Larks scored none in the first, 3 in the second, and then 1 in the last inning. Looking to add to their total here, McGuire, the guy starting it off. Delivery to him, swing and a foul ball. 0-1. Defensively, still for the Mud Daubers, Embry in left, Girdis in center, Schrag in right, Fritish at short, Rojas at third, Long at second, Lance at first, Johnson behind the plate, and Sherrick on the bump. 0-1 to McGuire. McGuire, a Lincoln, Nebraska native, played at Hutch Community College, just like Wyatt Divis did. He's from Lincoln, Nebraska, played at Hutch Community College, played a year at UTA. In his time at UTA, Divis, 120 batting average, 2 RBIs, but on the mound, 5-0 perfect record, 323 opponent batting average, and ERA just over 6. 0-2 now on McGuire. Looking to strike him out is Sherrick for the second time today. This one runs outside in the left-hander's batter's box. It's 1-2. This is Carson Ackerman on the call here on Larks Network, joined here by Larks pitcher Michael Gilliland. Nobody on, nobody out. The delivery to McGuire. A swing and a ball hit hard into center field. Girdis runs to his left, calls off the right fielder. Schrag makes the catch for out number 2. 1 up, 1 down to start the 4th inning for the Larks.
The shortstop, number 4, Jimmy DeLeon.
Bottom of the order, DeLeon at the plate now, singled in the second. Drove in 2 off of that single. Larks fans, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Turn on post notifications. You'll get notified every time we go live for every single game this season. 6 hits for the Larks, 2 for the Mud Daubers, 1 error for Valley Center, none for Hays. This one runs inside, 1-0. DeLeon has a short frame at 5'7", the shortest on the Larks roster. Nash Neff, the other guy in second place, he stands at 5'9". This one drops to the right of Girdis on 1 bounce, and it's a single here for DeLeon, his second one in 2 at-bats.
Yeah, this pitcher's really starting to get tired. This heat's really starting to get to him, and he's starting to leave pitches up. I don't see him lasting a whole lot longer.
Back to the top of the order, it's Drake Angeron. 1 away, runner around first base is Jimmy DeLeon. Check over Adam, not in time. Andron 0 for 2 on the day, flew out to Embry in the first, grounded back to Sherrick in the second. This is his 3rd appearance in just the 4th inning. Delivery to him in the right-hander's batter's box, 1-0.
If you've noticed, this pitcher's not picking a whole lot unless there's a runner on first with Drake at bat, because he's trying to see if maybe he'll square, so that way they can give his defense a chance to adjust to it.
DeLeon on the season, 5 stolen bases, hasn't been caught once. Sherrick delivers the 1-0 sidearm style, called strike on the outside part of the plate. 1-1, 1 away. On deck is the guy who hit a solo shot in his last at-bat, George Sutherland, and then in the hole is Justin Lee. Andron leads the league in hits, looking to add to his total and continue his hitting streak. This one chopped over to Long at second base. Thinks about going over to second base to get DeLeon, and Andron's out on a G4. Runner advances into scoring position with 2 away. Coming up to bat is Sutherland.
George Sutherland.
Sutherland took Sherrick yard, and the last at bat, it was past the 49 marker in left field in between the 322 marker. 2 away. Anything up the middle with that wide open defensive shift on the ground would get Daly on hold. This one's hit hard into center field. Girdis makes the catch for out number 3. We'll head to the top of the 5th here on Larks Network. Larks lead the Mud Daubers 4-1. Top of the 5th we go here on Larks Network. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. I'm joined by Larks shortstop, third baseman, pitcher, pretty much a utility player, Matt Cavanaugh. Matt, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, Carson.
We're glad to have you here on Larks Network. Wyatt Divis returning to the mound. First guy he'll face is number 15, the catcher, Brady Johnson. Divis struck him out in the 2nd. That was the 2nd strikeout on the day for Divis. You played with Divis at UTA. What can you expect from here in the 5th?
Davis is a strike-throwing guy. He spots up about every pitch. Very big competitor on the mound. You're just going to see him fight against every batter, not give in any pitch, and just attack. That's what you want as a pitcher, just throwing strikes and attacking.
1-1 now as this one misses low. You have been a utility guy for the Larks on the mound, at shortstop, at third base. What's been your favorite spot to play in the blue and red jerseys?
I mean, I don't usually pitch, but I absolutely love pitching. Just a lot of fun going on the mound and just competing up there. Obviously, shortstop, I love that too. I'm a big ground ball guy. I love fielding ground balls. Do it every day. Just have so much fun out there. It's fun playing with these guys, competing, and just winning pretty much every night with these guys. It's a lot of fun.
I said it on several broadcasts that if you're one of the best defensive gloves in the league, if not the best, and I know your pitchers love having you back there at shortstop, and Jerron in center field was talking about how fun it was to watch you from the outfield make all those great plays. 2-time Defensive Player of the Year in high school. You've taken that to UTA and now here for the Larks. Full count, Divis will deliver the payoff pitch to Johnson. Righty versus righty, the delivery, a swing and a foul ball. You went yard in your first at-bat in a Larks uniform, sending a message to all the Larks fans that you meant business this season. Still looking for number 2 on the season, but you've had a great year. You're among the league leaders in hits, total bases, and batting average. What's been the key to your success?
Just working at all parts of the field. I had a struggling part like mid-season. I was trying to pull everything, and I've been working with Coach Harper on my approach at the plate, trying to stay up the middle instead of trying to pull off on every ball. Last 2 games, I've been able to square up a lot of balls, and that's a lot of help from Coach Harper, just working on my swing.
You're one of the 3 guys on the Larks roster as this one's grounded right back to Divis. He'll make an underhand toss to Strachan. Nice reactions from the third baseman, left fielder, DH, and pitcher. 1 away. Johnson now 0 for 2 on the day, a strikeout and a ground out. 1 away, nobody on. You're one of 3 guys on the roster not to allow an earned run, and coincidentally, all 3 of those guys, normally position players, you, Yanez, and Brand, all have come in relief, pitched multiple innings, and not allowed an earned run. Do you throw a lot of different pitch types, or as a position player early, do you not have a lot on your arsenal? What's your style on the mound?
My style is more just throw strikes. I'm not gonna beat anybody with a fastball. I'm just more of a contact guy. I do have a good amount of pitches in my arsenal, though. I got a fastball, slider, changeup, and occasionally the knuckleball.
Hey, we like that. We like that. Russ, known for his knuckleball, throws it.
Yeah, I threw it about 2 or 3 times the last outing. I only got 1 first strike, but they looked good on the mound.
Yes, they have. No earned runs on the season, have struck out 3 guys through just 4 innings. 2-1. So one of the beautiful things about summer ball, Larks players and every player in the league get to try a lot of new positions. You said you're not used to being on the mound at UTA, getting some appearances with the Larks. How's that helped you develop your game just through this first month of play?
It just helps me with competing. Going on a normal spot or an unusual spot, you can just see how much you actually compete in a different spot. As a baseball player, you just got to compete. Everything you do, you're just working against the other team, trying to beat them, and just shows a different type of character in you.
This one grounded over to Kavanaugh. Excuse me, Kavanaugh sitting next to me. I'm used to you playing the hot corner. This one grounded over to Brandon in the hot corner. Makes a throw over to Strachan in time for out number 2.
Kind of crazy if I made a play over there.
That would be insane. I wouldn't put it past you, though. You made some great plays on the left side of the infield all season long. Helping out your pitchers, keeping their ERAs low. It's a swing and a miss from Colin Parks, the 9-hole. 0-1, 2 away, nobody on. This is Game 3 of the series. We'll be back here, Game 4. First pitch at 7 o'clock. You can catch it right here on Larks Network. Larks, 16-4 overall, seem to be always winning when it's not against the Liberal BJs. This one fouled out of play, 0-2. Larks will see the BJs again here at Larks Park, a 4-game series after this one. Looking for revenge, and if any team can do it, it's this one. 10-0 in the South Central Division, 15-3 in the KCLB play. 0-2. What pitch you expect to see from Divis, one away from getting out of the inning?
0-2, I'm seeing high fastball right here. Change the eye level on him, and then 1-2, he's going to go with the slider. If he doesn't get him chasing right here.
He delivers from the stretch.
Slider.
And it's he thought about going around, called strike 3. So we'll head to the bottom of the 5th here on Larks Network. Larks looking to extend their 4-1 lead. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Bottom of the 5th on Larks Network. Leading it off is Justin Lee. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. I'm joined with Larks player Matt Kavanaugh. We'll expect to see Kavanaugh later in the game coming out of the pen, looking to record another appearance. Still no earned runs on the season. Justin Lee, a righty, leading it off. 0 for 2 on the day, a ground out and a strikeout. Believe it's still Sherrick on the mound. He'll go from the stretch, from that sidearm delivery. This one misses inside 1-0. You're from Texas, stayed in Texas for your freshman year of college play. What contributed to your decision to come to Hays, Kansas and play for the Larks?
Coach Leo talked to Coach Fuller at UTA, said they needed a middle infielder for the summer. Coach Fuller told him, hey, we got this guy, and I came up here with Wyatt. He loved it here last year, and so far I'm loving it here too. It's been a lot of fun. Guys are great, and just having a ton of fun.
You, Divis, and Michael Wong all came up from UTA. Wong shut down by the coaches there as it's a swing and a miss from Lee. How's it been? Because a lot of guys come here by themselves from universities, but you've had Divis with you. Has that helped you along to have somebody that you're familiar with helping you along through your first year of Summer League?
Yeah, that's been a lot of fun being with Divis. I get to live with him. He's been able to work with me on things, and like he knows how I play and what my approach is, and he can improve my game too, just by being able to see me every day at UTA and helping me here at Hays.
Divis looking for his 4th win of the season tonight in his 6th appearance. This one is a breaking ball that Lee's not tempted at. It's 2-2. Larks, one of the best hitting teams, if not the best hitting team in the league. Larks, the first 4 guys in the league, leaders in the hits category, all Larks. Andron in first, Lee in second, guy sitting next to me in 3rd place. As this one's hit into center field, Jurdis makes the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, Justin's a good ball player. He swings the bat real well, plays good outfield. You could see with his grand slam a couple nights ago how much enthusiasm he has playing this game. He's going to be a great ball player. He is right now for sure.
Yes, sir. A lot of good ball players on the Larks this year. One of the most fun things to watch. You started off game 1 batting towards the lower part of the order, worked your way back up, and ever since then you've been in that 2-hole and been consistent. 3rd in the league in hits, one of the best total base counts in the league. It's the first pitch to Strachan, a swing and a miss. Strachan 1 for 2 on the day with a double, a run scored, and a ground out. Strachan, the cleanup hitter tonight. First baseman in back-to-back games, replacing Belbin, who started there in the season at first base, has been moved to right field. The 0-1 to Strach, fouled back to the net.
Yeah, Alex has really quick hands. He's been struggling, but that's because he's just out in front of every ball because he has such quick hands. I know he's been used to – he went to a regional and faced Ole Miss pitching. I know this is a little bit slower than what he's used to, so hopefully he makes an adjustment this year. He's a real good ball player.
0-2, the delivery from Sherrick in his 5th inning of work. It's hit hard into center field. Girdis goes to his right, makes the catch about 10 feet from the warning track in front of that 349 marker in left center field. 2 up, 2 down, both flyouts to Girdis to start the 5th inning. Mikey Gangwish at the plate. 0-4 on the day, a walk and a ground out. Gangwish, a veteran of the Larks, 3 years in the Larks uniform. He has nobody on base with 2 away. Be his 3rd look at Sherrick. Sherrick, a righty on the mound. Do you prefer seeing a pitch out of a left-hander's hand or a right-hander's hand? A lot of guys have a preference. If they're hitting right, they'd like to see lefty, and vice versa. What's your preference?
I don't really have a full preference, but just go up there and just have an approach up there is more like of a difference. When you have an approach, say it's a hard thrower, your more approach is up the middle, other way, so you don't pull the ball and get early on it.
Well, whatever your approach is, it's working well in the season. Hitting .333 as this one misses outside. 1-1 on Gangwish. Gangwish, power hitter, 2 home runs on the season. That leaves the Larks tied for 2nd place, Matt, with 1. Larks, not necessarily one of the greater hitting home run teams in terms of numbers, but still get results every night, 16 wins. 1-2 on Gangwish with 2 away. Larks 3rd base coach and head coach Frank Leo, 2015 NBC Hall of Fame inductee. At first base is Steve Sedbrook. 1-2 Sherrick to Gangwish, the lefty. This one hit hard over the left side. Out of play for a 1-2 count again as we'll reset.
Mikey's just got such a strong swing.
He's a power hitter, leads the league in walks and in runs as well.
Yeah, pitchers are scared to face him. Comes up the plate, you see his swing, you're like, geez, I cannot pitch to this guy.
Takes a hard cut of that one, a nice swing, but it's off the end of his bat and foul. 1 and 2. A lot of pitchers I've talked to this season on the Larks roster expressed how their gratitude for having you back there, you backing them up. How does that make you feel knowing your pitchers love having you back there and are grateful for your support back there?
It's just awesome having the support from the pitchers. Defense is such a big part of my game, and it's just awesome whenever people can give you gratitude towards that.
1 and 2 to Gangwish again. Sherrick resets on the bump. He'll deliver sidearm. Gangwish fouls this one back off the end of his bat again. Gangwish having some nice swings, but as Matt said, just missed that one. The reset go 1 and 2. Gangwish puts the ball in play a lot. He's only struck out 8 times on the season. The lowest strikeout count on the season. Matt Kavanaugh sitting next to me, 3 strikeouts. What's your mindset to put the ball in play a lot? You got to swing at pitches, but when you swing a lot, you strike out. How do you find that balance between striking out and putting the ball in play?
Like when there's 2 strikes, you got to protect. Strikeout or putting a ball in play, you never know what can happen. With strikeouts, you're just getting struck out. So putting the ball in play, seeing what the defense can do. Maybe you find a hole, maybe you don't, but it's just a lot more beneficial and puts more pressure on the defense and pitcher than a strikeout does.
It's a full count on Gangwish now. The payoff pitch from Sherrick will be right here. Larks winning the first 2 games of the series, looking to make it number 3 tonight. Divis win number 4. Gangwish crushes this one into left center. Retreating his Ember, he stops in front of the warning track, makes the catch for out number 3. So Larks go 3 up, 3 down in the 5th. We'll head to the top of the 6th here on Larks Network. Larks leading 4-1. Matt, thank you for coming on the broadcast tonight.
Thank you for having me, Carson.
Top of the 6th we go here on Larks Network. New man on the mound replacing Wyatt Divis is the guy who now has the most appearances on the mound is Rustin Hays. 1 and 2 on the season, 20 innings pitched, 14 hits allowed, 6 earned runs, has an ERA of 2.7 flat, has allowed 2 long balls, 6 walks and 17 strikeouts, is a knuckleballer. We'll likely see that a lot here tonight as he delivers from the windup that 3/4 line right back past his head. It's a leadoff base hit for the Mud Doggers. So now to the 2-hole, it's Cole Embry. You heard Matt Kavanaugh and Michael Gilliland on the call tonight with me.
Cole Embry.
Gillen having a rest night. We'll see him on the mound here soon. And Kavanaugh heading down to go get ready to warm up, as we'll see him in relief likely in this game. Hays will deliver from the stretch, not before checking over at Schrag. It's not in time. Top of the sixth, Larks leading 4-1. Run ruled the first 2 games of the series. Need 7 more to do it here tonight. Delivery from that 3-quarter spot. Misses inside. A nice breaking ball. Can't bait Embry into swinging. Embry on the day 0 for 1 with a walk and a single. The last 3 innings, the third, the fourth, and the fifth, all three up, 3 down innings. It started at the top of the order with Schrag striking on the third, and then 9 retired straight. Last one was Colin Parks with a strikeout to end the fifth. Schrag leading off this inning with a single. It's 2-0 now on Embry. Embry from Mustang, Oklahoma, played at Pitt State in Kansas. Staying in Kansas, playing at Valley Center. It's 2-1. Larks fans, don't forget to follow the Larks on Twitter and Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. Stay up to date with all things Larks baseball all season long. 2-1 delivery from Hays. Check over. It's off the glove of Strachan. Advancing to second base is Adam Schrag. He's in scoring position with nobody out. Oh, and 1 is the count here. Hays looking for his first out of this inning. The delivery, a swing and a miss on a knuckleball, is strike 2. Through 20 innings pitched, Rustin Hays has struck out 17. He's 1 strike away from making this number 18. Started 1 game, and that was listed as a quality start, and it's another swing and a miss from Schrag. Back-to-back knuckleballs get him ahead of it. It's out number 1.
The second baseman, number 24, Grant Luna.
1 away, runner in scoring position for Grant Long. 1 for 2 in the day, a pop-up to Brandt in the third, and then a single in the first. Stayed at first base after a strikeout and a pop-up from the arm of Divis. Another knuckleball outside part of the plate called strike 1. Hays, a knuckleballer, throws it in a majority of his pitches. We saw it again right there. This one, Long has a better swing at, but fouls it off. It's 0-2. Leadoff base runner in Schrag reached first on the single on a pickoff attempt off the glove of Strachan. He advanced into scoring position at second base. Hays looking to do damage control here. This one hit hard into right center field. Belbin and Andron giving chase. Andron makes the catch. Tagging up is Schrag. He'll advance into third. Cutoff throw from Jimmy DeLeon. Cuts it off. Andron making that nice catch out in center field. Flashing that speed and the glove. There's now 2A runner at third for the Mud Daubers. Furdish at the plate now. Struck out looking in his first 2 appearances, both against Wyatt Divis. Defensively for your Larks, it's still Sutherland in left field, Andron in center, Jared Belbin in right field, Jimmy DeLeon at short, Justin Lee at second, Alex Strachan at first, and Brooke Brain at third base. Max McGuire behind the dish, and then Rustin Hays on the bump. Hays trusting the glove and arm of De Leon. He starts walking off the mound as soon as this one is off the bat of Fritish. And the trust is worth it as De Leon throws over to Strachan for out number 3. So we'll head to the bottom of the 6th here on Larks Network. Larks lead the Mud Daubers 4-1.
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
Leading off the bottom of the 6th is the Larks Australian right fielder, Jared Belbin. Russell Hays had a leadoff base runner that advanced into scoring position with still nobody out. Did damage control, straining him at third base. We'll likely see him in the top of the 7th, and then Matt Cavanaugh coming in for relief of him. 1-0 here on Belbin. Delivery to him, outside part of the plate. It's called strike 1. He nods in agreement at it. Due up for the Larks, it's Brandon on deck, Max McGuire in the hole. It looks like Yanez will be replacing Brooke Brannon. He'll pinch hit and then take over the duties at third base. He's taking his cuts from the left-handed side of the on-deck circle. Swinging lefty. Likely will go lefty against the righty Sherrick. Sherrick's still on the mound. Gillen was talking about how he's looking tired. Back-to-back innings, no runs from the Larks. Belbin looking to change that right here. It's a 1-2 count on him. The delivery, sidearm, swing, and a ball hit out of play into the Larks fan pavilion over the left side of the field. We'll be back here for Game 4 tomorrow night of this series. You can catch it first pitch at 7 o'clock. Larks will then get Wednesday off and Thursday off. We'll be back here, They will get Wednesday and Thursday off. Game 1 of the Liberal BJ series this Friday. Mark your calendars. It's here at Larks Network. Come down to the park and support your Larks. If you can catch it right here on Larks Network. 2-2. 7 hits for the Larks, 3 for the Mud Daubers. 1 error from each squad. A swing and a miss from Belbin. And that's the first strikeout of the day for Belbin. He's now 2 for 3 on the day, 2 singles and a K.
Third baseman, Brooke Brannon.
Hernan Yanez at the plate now, replacing Brooke Brannon. One away, nobody on.
Now batting for the Larks, Hernan Yanez.
One away here for him. Belvin struck out on a 2-2 that he swung at and missed. On deck will be Max McGuire and the whole De Leon. Delivery to Yanez. Takes it off the outside low corner. Called strike one. Larks looking to go up 3-0 in this series tonight. They're just 9 outs away from doing it. Rustin Hays replacing Wyatt Divis. After Divis goes 5 innings strong, 1 earned run, struck out many of his outs. It's 1-1. Divis, a strikeout pitcher, came this one with 25 strikeouts through just 21 innings on the bump. Sherrick gets the sign from Johnson. He'll deliver sidearm. This one misses in the right-hander's batter's box. It's 2-1. Defensively for the Mud Daubers, still the same as the way they started. Embry in left, Girdis in center, Schrag in right field, Johnson behind the plate, and then from the left side of the infield to the right, Rojas, Friedrich, Lung, Lantz. This one grounded over to the Lung at second base, makes the toss to Lantz in time for out number 2. So up next is Max McGuire, 0 for 2 on the day, a strikeout and a flyout. Yanez appeared in last night's game, went 3 for 3, a run scored, a walk, and 4 RBIs. That was a 14-2 win for the Larks. Game 1, 17-7. Sherrick shakes off a pitch and dodges a fly at the same time. This one at the bottom part of the zone, called strike one on McGuire. McGuire on his season, 6 strikeouts coming this one, added to that number 7 in the second. Has been hit by a pinch once, 4 RBIs, 5 walks, 5 total bases. All 5 hits are singles for him. 1-1. From the stretch, the delivery runs inside and low. It's 2-1 now on McGuire. Righty to righty, the 2-1 delivery. A swing and a ball hit hard into left field. Embry takes a few steps in, makes the catch. Round number 3. 3 up, 3 down. The 6 for the Larks. We'll join you back here for the top of the 7th. Larks lead the Mud Daubers 4-1.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hays Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hays Larks. Hays Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hays Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hays Larks. Hays Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hays Larks. Hays Larks!
top of the 7th we go. On the mound for his second inning of work is Rustin Hays. Rustin Hays has a tall frame out there on the bump. No height listed on the William Baptist Eagles website. He played there in his junior season. In his year there, 5.28 ERA, 25 strikeouts, a 1-4 record. He delivers the 0-1, hesitating on his delivery with his lead foot. It's called a strike, number 2. This one fouled off the bat of number 22, Vince Lawrence, the first baseman. 0 for 2 in the day. Pop up to Brandon to end the top of the first, and a ground out to Justin Lee for out number 2 in the 4th. It's strike 3, a 4-pitch strikeout for him.
As it changes for the Larks, now at third base is Wyatt Daubers. Now batting the third baseman, number 3, Jesus Rojas.
Hernan Yanez at third base for the Larks, taking over the duties for Brooke. Brandon Yanez plays the hot corner, plays behind the plate, and apparently pitches. Didn't pitch at Cochise. Has pitched a few innings for the Larks this season. No earned runs.
You're on as third base.
Hays on the season, 6 walks through those 20 appearances coming into this, 20 innings pitched, 6 appearances coming into this one. Has struck out 17 guys with the help of that curveball that he throws. Has a whip of 1 flat. 0-1 with 1 away. Nobody on base for Jesus Rojas. Delivery to him, hit over the right side and foul. 0-2. Vince Lawrence advanced to 0 for 3 on the day with a pop-up, a ground out, and a strikeout. Second strikeout on the day for Rustin Hays. The 0-2 delivery, pitch at the letters, misses high, 1-2. Four to 1 lead for the Larks here in the top of the 7th. Hays delivers from the windup, frustrated as that one runs outside, 2-2. This is an off-speed knuckleball. Grounded over to the left side, foul. Brandon makes the catch from the dugout. Defensively for the Larks, everything's still the same, other than Yanez replacing Brandon at third as he pinched hit in this last inning for him. He grounded out to Lung. This one runs in, hits Rojas. It's the 5th batter Hays has hit this season. Runner on first with nobody out, 1 away for the catcher, Brady Johnson. 0 for 2 on the day, a strikeout from Divis, and then the ground out right back at Divis to start his 5th inning. Hays replacing Divis after 5 innings on the bump. Divis, 1 earned run, number 8 on the season, adding tremendously to his strikeout total. Delivery runs inside, hits back-to-back batters on back-to-back pitches. Movement in the Larks bullpen. It is Matt Cavanaugh, who you heard on the air earlier. Hit batter number 6 on the season for Rustin Hays.
The center fielder, number 4, Aaron Curtis.
So now there's runners at first and second with 1 away. Aaron Jarrett is at the plate, a sacrifice fly, and a ground out on the day. Strike 1, 0-1 with 1 away. In last night's ball game, Jarrett is 2 for 3, no RBIs, no runs. This one runs outside, it's 1-1. On the season, Jarrett was hitting 222 coming this one through 45 at bats, 12 total bases. One with nobody out, or excuse me, one out. This one catches the outside part of the plate, 1-2. One out, runners on first and second. Both hit by pitch off the right hand of Rustin Hays. Hays delivers from the stretch. Delivers more sidearm than 3/4 on this one and misses outside 2-2. Hays likes to change up his delivery, whether it's hesitating with his front foot on the delivery, turning his back on his windup, or just basically the position of his arm, whether it's 3/4, more conventional, or even sidearm. This one from that 3/4 spot, it's hit to right field. Belbin takes a few steps, gets under it for out number 2. Rojas starts to tag up. Wisely lays back as a heater from Belbin is cut off from De Leon. 2 away now for the bottom of the order. Colin Parks, 0 for 2 on the day, both strikeouts and both from Wyatt Divis.
Batting for Valley Center, number 9, Sam Ross.
And it's a pinch hitter, number 9, Sam Ross from West Virginia. Played in West Virginia for his college ball at West Virginia Wesleyan. He has a runner in scoring position in Rojas at second base, Johnson at first base. He's replacing the DH. This one at eye level of Ross, it misses 1-1 or 1-0. The 1-0 delivery, a nice knuckleball that drops into the zone late. 1-1. Ross did appear in last night's game, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. The 1-1, a slow swing tipped off his bat to the glove of McGuire, 1-2. Russ gets set, delivers 3/4. Knuckleball misses just outside, 2-2. Larks fans not happy with the call from Doug Clark, the home plate umpire. This delivery swung on, hit over the right side of the field. It's foul. First base coach is the pitcher for the Mud Daubers, Justin Holt. They only have one coach with them. It's Kevin Tucker. Larks 2-0 on this series. 10-0 in South Central play, looking to go 11-0 right here. It's a swing and a miss on a knuckleball from Rustin Hays. Hits back-to-back batters and leaves them at their respective bases. We'll head to the 7th inning stretch here on Larks Network. We'll be right back here for the bottom of the 7th.
to the Larks Network.
Bottom of the seventh we go after the seventh inning has been stretched. New pitcher on the mound. It's number 8, Tristan Wood from Oklahoma. Stayed there to play for at Southeastern Oklahoma State. Doug Clark talking with the dugout of the Mud Daubers. He runs back behind home plate to umpire the seventh inning.
First pitch at 7 o'clock for the wrap-up game of this series.
Tristan Wood, no number listed on the roster or on the website. I got word that he'd be wearing number 8 tonight. 0-1 on the season through 2 appearances, 4 innings pitched. 3 hits allowed, 7 of those seven earned runs, 8 runs have come across on him. 15.75 ERA, has allowed a dinger, 7 walks, struck out 4 guys, and those first 2 appearances, both stars. This is his first time out of the pen. And the first guy he'll face is the 9-hole Jimmy DeLeon. DeLeon in game 1 here in the 7th inning had a 3-run shot. Can't do that again as there's nobody on as he's the leadoff hitter. Wood wastes no time waiting for him. Delivers this one and misses outside 1-0. Wood, the righty, delivers from the windup. DeLeon takes him into left field. It's a base hit. Jimmy DeLeon, 3 at-bats this game, all singles, 3 for 3. Top of the order we go. It's Drake Angeron at the plate. 0 for 3 on the day. A fly out, a ground out, and another ground out. He's the beverage batter tonight, which means if he gets a hit here, Larks fans will get half-price beverages for the remainder of the inning. Larks fans really rooting for him now to continue his hitting streak. 8 hits for the Larks, 3 of those off the bat of DeLeon. 3 hits for the Mud Daubers. DeLeon himself has just as many hits as the Mud Daubers' whole team does, and he has more RBIs than the Mud Daubers have run scored today. 2 RBIs on a single in the second. Larks scored 3 in the second. 1 in the third, held silent since, have a leadoff base runner at first. A guy with speed, 5 stolen bases, hasn't been caught once. It's 1-0 on the speedy Angeron. Angeron throws right-handed, hits left-handed. The 1-0 from Woods to him. A heater that misses low. DeLeon will advance to second base, stand up. And on the throw, that's Friedrich kind of just throws his glove at it, advances into center field, and DeLeon will go first to third. So a runner 90 feet from scoring for Angeron at the plate. If Angeron could drive him home, it'd be RBI on the season, number 17. Angeron scored 22 himself. That's tied for second most on the team with Matt Cavanaugh, who we'll likely see for the top of the 8th. And then Jared Belbin leads the team with 24, and Gangwish tied with him with 24. DeLeon tags. It's a slow tag up, but it's a run nonetheless. 5-1. RBI on the season for Angeron, number 17. Drives in a run but doesn't get that hit, so Larks fans won't get half-price drinks.
The left fielder, George
Sutherland
Sutherland.
at bat now. Had a home run in the third. It was a solo shot. Only run scored that inning from either squad. Daubers, none in the first, 1 off the divots in the second, and since then, no runs scored. Bases are empty with 1 away for George Sutherland, the St. Louis commit. He turns at this one, swings at it, hits it into center field. Girdis goes to his left, makes the catch for out number 2. Had nice contact on the ball. Just location of the ball track wasn't ideal as it's hit just to the left of Girdis for out number 2.
The second baseman,
Justin Lee flew out to Girdis in his last appearance, grounded out in the third, struck out in the first. Only 1 hit from the top 3 of the order for the Larks, and that was the home run from Sutherland. Lee had a grand slam in game 1 of this series. Drove in 4, adding to his league-leading total of RBIs. This is a nice pitch from Wood, called strike 1. Larks run ruled first 2 games of the series, looking like they might not do it tonight. However, Larks did score 9 in the bottom of the 7th inning. In game 1, they do it here tonight. That would end it. They only need 6 to end it, but there's 2-way, nobody on for Justin Lee. Leads the league in total bases. Hasn't added to his total tonight. Tries to on a 1-1 cut. That misses. 1-2. Mud Daubers will be down to their final 6 outs at the end of this inning. Wood has his right foot on my right side of the rubber. His right side, or excuse me, his right side. His left side, excuse me, I don't know what happened there. Popped up over to Rojas at third base. Makes the catch for out number 3. We'll head to the top of the 8 here on Larks Network. Larks scoring 1 on the Drake Angeron sacrifice fly. They're leading 5-1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Top of the batting order we go. It's Adam Schrag, 1 for 3 on the day. Strikeout, a fly out, and a single. On the mound now for the Larks, the Lake Jackson, Texas native. It's Nash Neff. Played at the Colorado School of Mines with Mikey Gangwish. Tonight's DH for the Larks. Daubers down to their final 6 outs. Neff on the season, 9.53 ERA through 5 2/3, 6 earned runs, 10 walks, 13 strikeouts. Started game 1 of the Park City Rangers series. No record through 5 appearances. It's a swing and a miss on the heater, 1-1. It's a swing, a ball hit over the right side and out of play, 1-2. Neff, preseason newcomer to watch, NCBWA preseason second team all-region, struck out 7 guys at the Colorado School of Mines through 4 1/3 and had a 1-0 record through 6 appearances. This one grounded over to Justin Lee. It's not grounded, it's lined. He makes the catch look easy for out number 1.
The left fielder, number 0, Cole Embry.
Back to the 2-hole, it's Cole Embry. 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a ground out to Lee and a walk in the first. Farthest he reached on that walk was second base. Checking his swing, they're going to say that he went for strike 1. And Neff's last appearance was in this series yesterday. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit allowed, struck out 5. And the bullpen looks like Matt Cavanaugh and Mason Myrie. The 1-2, Neff throws it. Nice pitch, nice location, can't bait. Embry into swinging at it. It's 2-2. The 5'9" righty, he gets him to ground over to Strachan. Neff races over to first base. It's ruled a base hit. Runner on first with 1 away for the 3-hole Grant Lung. 1 for 3 on the day, a pop-up, a flyout, and a single. And that's the 4th hit of the game for the Mud Daubers, half as many as the Larks. Larks have 8 hits, 5 runs, 1 error, 2 errors for Valley Center, and 1 run scored for him. Runner at first, the delivery from Neff, lined over to Strachan, makes the catch and tags first base, an unassisted double play. Nice reactions from Strachan to get Neff out of that one. We'll head to the bottom 8th here on Larks Network. Larks leading it 5-1.
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
Bottom of the 8th we go. Leading it off is the guy who just ended the top of this inning with that unassisted double play, Alex Strachan. First pitch to him, he grounds it to Frittish, who has some trouble with that one. Pulls, launch off the bag. It's an E6. Leadoff base runner for the Larks. Second time Strachan has reached base. He doubled in the second, came around to score. And now it's the 5-hole DH Gangwish at the plates. Grounded out in the second, walked in the third. Gangwish will hit from the left side, facing the righty Wood. This one misses, 1-0. And check over at Strachan, not nearly in time. One no delivery, misses below the knees of Gangwish, 2-0. Time called. Wood will step back on the rubber. Gangwish looking to advance Strachan from first base. Delivery to him. It's a nice swing, grounded over the right side and foul. Steve Sedbrook, the first base coach, making a nice play on it. Steve Sedbrook, the first base coach. Frank Leo, the third base coach and head coach. He's a 2015 NBC Hall of Fame inductee, 2005 Kansas Sports Hall of Fame inductee. He played at Albuquerque for his first few-year of college, just where Mikey Gangwish is from. Then he played at Fort Hays State University, and here in Hays was an NAIA District 10 selection. Class 5A Coach of the Year in 94, Kansas Coach of the Year in 98, and Region 5 National Coach of the Year in 98. 2-2 now on Mikey. Nobody out. Strachan's at first base after he reached on the air from Frittish. This is a swing and a ball hit hard out of play. 9:22 p.m. here from Larks Park. Game moving along. Wind has almost completely died. No movement from the flags. Johnson comes up to talk to Wood. '76 here in Hays, Kansas. Started off this game very hot. Players were sweating. I was sweating here in the press box with 2-2 to Gangwish. Turns at this one, swings it, hits it high in left field. Embry makes the catch with his back foot on the warning track. It's a hard hit ball for out number one. Up next is Jared Belbin. Belbin, 2 for 4 in the day, 2 singles, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 strikeouts, 1 in the fifth, and 1 in the sixth. Excuse me, 2 for 3 in the day, strikeout in the sixth, and then 2 singles. 0-1 here on the Australian right fielder. Delivery to him, misses outside, 1-1. That was the third error of the game for the Mud Daubers, the one that Strachan reached on. Larks only have 1. The 1-1 delivery with one away and one on first. It misses low, 2-1 on Belbin. This first game of this series was Belbin's birthday. He tripled in his first at bat as a 19-year-old. Sends this one a mile high into shallow center field. Lung going for it. Girdis gets called off by his second baseman, Lung. Lung makes the catch for out number 2. Up next is Hernan Yanez, his second at bat. Grounded out when he pinch hit for Brandon in the 6th.
The third baseman, Hernan Yanez.
On deck is Max McGuire. In the hole is Jimmy DeLeon. 8 hits for the Larks, 4 for the Mud Daubers. It's a 5-1 lead for the Larks. Strachan started off this inning reaching on an air. Gangwish flew out to deep left field, and Belbin flew out to shallow center field here. First delivery to Inez, tips it off his bat, down to the plate. It's 0-1. Mud Daubers will be down to their final 3 outs when we head to the top of the 9th, but not before. And Nani Inez tries to do something here. The 0-1 to him, off speed, changeup, nice pitch, called strike 2. Yanez, a switch hitter, hitting from the left-hander's batter's box, watches the hitter miss outside. It's a balk, and Strachan's going to advance over to second base. 0-2, balk's not ruled as a pitch. Not sure what he did on the balk there. We'll get confirmation after this game and probably report in tomorrow's broadcast. 0-2 on Yanez. The 0-2 misses outside 1-2. Wood looks in, gets a sign from Johnson. He'll deliver the 1-2 with 2 away. Runner in scoring position at second base, and Alex Strachan. It's a swing and a miss, and Yanez. Yanez now 0 for 2 on the day. We'll head to the top of the 9th. Mud Daubers down to their final 3 outs here on Larks Network.
to the Larks Network.
Top of the ninth, we go. Daubers down to their final 3 outs. New pitcher on the mound for the Larks is number 22, Mason Myrie. Friddish grounds this one on a bunt between Strachan and Myrie. Nice plays bunt. It's ruled a hit. First hit of the day for Friddish. He's a leadoff base runner in the ninth. Struck out looking against Davis twice, then grounded out against him in the sixth. Grounded against Rustin Hays in the sixth. Swing and a miss hard on number 22, Vince Lawns. Over 3 on the day, a strikeout, a pop-up, and a ground out. Myrie in his last appearance, it was last night, came in through 1 inning, a 1 earned run, allowed that homer. It was a solo shot, the only hit he allowed. Struck out 2. And the appearance before that, he went 3 innings against Liberal, allowed 8 hits and 5 earned runs. The 1-1 ruled strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. Nice location for Myrie. It's 1-2. Lawns at the plate took Christian Piercy yard in game 1. Not a going yard swing here as he just does a contact to protect the plate. Sutherland slides for it in foul territory. Can't make the play, came close. Great effort from the St. Louis commit. Loses his hat. Humble guy, he shrugs it off. Doesn't get too angry at himself. He'll step back in, walk back to left field as we await the 1-2 delivery again. Larks won the first 2 games of this series. Game 1, 17-7. Game 2, 14-2. Looking to win Game 3 here tonight, 5-1. Myrie delivers the 1-2. This one's grounded past Yanez at the hot corner. Back-to-back, nice placed base hits. And number 22, Lawns is going to advance to second. A beautiful throw from Sutherland to Justin Lee at second base is just a great throw for out number 1. Lawns trying to make an extra base hit. Sutherland said, not on my watch. Runner advances to third base here with 1 away. Great throw from Sutherland. It was right on the money, had speed on it. Not much else you can say, just a great play from the New Yorker. It's 1-0 now on Jesus Rojas. Rojas, 1 for 2 in the day, a hit by pitch, a double, and a strikeout. Scored the first run of the game for either squad in the top of the second inning. Fouls this one off to the right side, 1-1. Daubers down to their final 2 outs. One, two. Now, after they swing and a miss, the slate was off the end of his bat. 1-2. One away runner, 90 feet from scoring. Not sure what's happening. Nate Garrison, the home plate umpire, Nate Garrison, the base pass umpire, going to have a talk with Doug Clark, the home plate umpire. Myrie getting in on the chat. Wants to see what it's at bat. Kevin Tucker about halfway between third base and home plate. He's the Mud Daubers coach. No assistant coaches for him. Having to do the first base coaching duties. I'm going to say Rojas gets to go to first. So now there's runners on the corners with 1 away. Setting up the potential double play. Brody Johnson, the catcher, at the plate now as part of the back-to-back hit batters in the 7th. Struck out in the 2nd and grounded back to Davis in the 5th. 1 away, Myrie goes from the far side of the bump. or of the rubber, I should say. It's a swing and a miss from Johnson. Say it tipped off his bat. 0-1 with one away. Byree will go from the stretch, learning from his mistakes when he went from the windup with the runner on third. Rudy Reyna came around to score on him, stole home when Byree delivered from the windup in Game 1 of the Park City Rangers series. Larks swept that series, looking to do the here, saying won the first 2 of this series, making a Game 3 here tonight to get these finals 2 outs. Delivery, a heater at the nicely located pitch from Byree at the bottom far corner is strike number 3, strikeout on the season for Byree, number 18. Now there's 2 away for Girdis. Sacrifice fly RBI in the second, grounded out in the 5th, and then flew out in the 7th. Only RBI on the day for any Mud Dauber. Delivery to him is a strike. You could hear the pop loudly. Heat on that pitch from Byree. Byree composes himself, gets set, delivers from the stretch. The 0-1 was a close call. McGuire does a nice job of framing it for his southpaw buddy. It's 0-2 now. Mud Daubers down to their final strike. Sign from Kevin Tucker over to Rojas at first base. Doesn't go, and it's a swing and a miss from Girdis, and it'll end the game. McGuire shakes the hand of the on-plate umpire, Doug Clark, and the Larks win this one here with a final score of 5-1. This is the first game of the series they haven't run ruled. They won the first 2 games of this series, 17-7 and 14-2, winning 5-1 tonight. Taking the series lead 3-0 means an automatic win for this series. They advance to 17-4 overall, 11-0 in South Central play, 16-3 in KCLB play, still 5-3 in Jayhawk play. Mud Daubers advance to 6-14 overall. Final score 5-1. Wyatt Divis picking up win number 4 on the season. Rustin Hayes, Nash Neff, and Mason Myrie all come in relief for him. This has been Carson Akron on the call here on Larks Network. We'll catch you back here for Game 4 tomorrow night. First pitch at 7 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and good night.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hays Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hays Larks. Hays Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hays Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hays Larks. Hays Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hays Larks. Hays Larks!
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.